Good morning. This is TCR, TroyCommunityRadio.com. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN for David Denoyer on TCTV. It's time for Community Connection with the Miami County Park District. And with me this morning is Amanda Smith and Jessie Chernetski.
That just rolls off your tongue like no problem. I remember when her name first changed and we all had a problem with it. So.
Still an issue. I still have problems with it. It's fine.
I still spell it incorrectly on occasion. So, but how are you doing?
We're wonderful. You've got a creature kite fly this weekend. It's kind of going to be kind of chilly.
It would be more like a frozen kite fly. I
Yes.
wonder if they would fall to the ground because of like condensation and freezing. But it was originally supposed to be held today, Saturday, from 1 to 3, but it's going to be held tomorrow. From 1 to 3, everything else stays the same. The location's still at Stillwater Prairie Reserve. It's just because of the extremely bad weather conditions today, we had to move it. So we kind of wanted to lead with that, just in case people were planning on heading out this morning.
What time is that going to be tomorrow?
It's from 1 to 3 at Stillwater Prairie Reserve. Jesse, you help the VIPs all the time in these kinds of programs. Do you want to talk about anything special?
Well, they have prizes. They give away awesome trophies from Thomas and Piqua.
That's right.
They always make them for us, and they're fun kite fly trophies. They're handed out to the various participants. I think there's 4 of them. You can either bring your own kite out, or you can create one there. There's tons of supplies there for you, and lots of helping hands on site. So it's fun little event that we have out there at Stillwater Prairie, and there's snacks and some water, and it's just a nice day, afternoon to spend with your family out at Stillwater Prairie Reserve.
Yeah, hopefully it warms up a little bit tomorrow. What's it supposed to be?
With any luck, Sunday will be in the 50s.
Oh, that sounds like really warm. Can you imagine if the creature kite fly would have been held earlier in the week when we were having those huge wind gusts? That would have been pretty interesting. So.
The kites would have been out of control.
Yeah, you would have had kids in another county.
There we go. You know, one thing about the creature kite fly, a lot of times, you know, the adults obviously bring their children, and the adults are so much fun to watch, and they're very competitive, and I think there's something for the oldest kite flyer.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple prizes that the adults can get involved in.
Yeah,
so
I was actually thinking about going out to it because for the Easter Bunny happened to bring me a kite in my Easter basket this year.
You must have been a good girl.
I was, and April is National Kite Fly Month, so...
Good idea. I have a little Millennium Falcon 6-inch kite and a X-Wing fighter, and so maybe I'll drive the boys too out there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Now, I know one thing that you've been hitting for like the last month since the flowers started blooming is leave what you find at the parks.
That's right. We just encourage people, you know, to stay on the trails and follow the rules. And it's so tempting to see those pretty wildflowers that are popping up all over the place and just pick 1 or 2 and take them. But, you know, we do have sensitive plant populations, and we want all the people who take to the trails to be able to enjoy them. So we ask that if you see baby animals or baby flowers, is there a name for a baby flower? Buds. Don't pick them, and just leave them for everyone to enjoy. So that's kind of part of the leave no trace philosophy.
What kind of programs do you have coming up in April?
Well, again, today we were supposed to have the creature kite fly, but it's moved to tomorrow, 1 to 3 at Stillwater Prairie Reserve. Today we had a nature connection scheduled this morning, so kind of not relevant at this point. Really cool thing is the frog walk.
Very cool.
So this is going to support Frog Watch USA, which is a citizen scientist group that gathers information on frog populations and toad populations. So we're doing a hike at Garberry Bigwood Sanctuary on April 15th from 8:30 to 10, and that's in the evening, so that should be a beautiful night. And basically we're just going to listen for toads and frogs and try to identify them by their calls, and then upload the information we find into a database to help support tracking these important amphibians. So.
Yeah, and then on the 16th we have a family discovery hike called Spring Hike, and it's from 1:30 to 3 p.m. at Stillwater Prairie, and it's a guided hike for families with autism, but all are welcome. So we encourage you guys to get out. There's a social story that goes along with this fun hike, so you can check it out beforehand. It's a registered, we always encourage everyone to register for our program, but we really need people to register for this one because there's a max limit of people that we are allowing. And then, of course, to get the social story, we want to make sure we get that out to all of our participants.
Yep, and this crazy weather, who knows when we might have to...
Yeah, it's so weird this spring that we may have to cancel some of these, unfortunately,
yes.
Or reschedule.
Downside to a warm winter, huh?
Yeah.
We've also got on April 17th the Dog Social Spring Fling. It's at Lost Creek Reserve from 1 to 3, and this is so much fun. We usually have a huge crowd for this because the Southern Ohio Flying Canines come out. And Clint, have you seen those dogs before catch the frisbees?
Oh, yeah.
So these dogs are just amazing, and they'll do just about anything to catch a frisbee. They jump, they put on a really great show. So they do a demonstration, and you bring your own dog, and maybe they'll pick up some tips. Wonder if I took my Kanish, my poodle there, if he would even notice if I threw a frisbee. So
my dog doesn't like frisbees.
No, I imagine your dog could eat a frisbee in one bite.
Probably.
Yeah, and my dog.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But so if your pet is well behaved and is a social dog, come on out and enjoy the flying canines and the socializing.
Yeah, and then April 21st is our Rain Barrels and Trees program, which is always a nice program that we put on in partnership with Miami Soil and Water Conservation District. They come out to Lost Creek Reserve, and it's part of our Earth Action Month, which, as we always kind of talk about, we have volunteers that come out to our parks throughout the months, and we also have different programs that kind of teach you to care for Earth one action at a time. It doesn't take a lot, of your effort to do these things, but with all these various different support things you can do for the Earth really makes a big difference in the long run. Mm-hmm. So this program focuses on rain barrels. So you learn about rain barrels, and you actually get to create one and take one home with you. And then you also get to learn about trees. There's various species out at Lost Creek, and what species are best for what soils, what works in your landscape and whatnot. So it should be a really interesting program, but you must register with Soil and Water to be a part of this awesome class. So, and the fee, there is a slight fee of $45, but that does include that rain barrel that you get to take home and collect your rain with. So
pretty neat program. Usually fills up too, doesn't
it? It's a limited class size. There's 25 participants in it. Fills up really quickly. So if you haven't signed up yet, make sure you sign up this week, because I don't know how many slots are left yet. So
yeah, we have a gardening series this year. It starts on April 23rd, and it's called Intro to Gardening. So this is the first of 4 programs that will be held. Marian Swanson, our new wellness specialist, has kind of designed some of these programs to help teach the public and the participants the benefit of eating local fresh produce, whether you grow it on your own or whether you go to a farmer's market. But she'll actually teach you how to prepare the garden at Lost Creek for the upcoming growing season. You'll also learn how to make a box, a gardening, what do they call them?
Like a raised bed.
Thank you,
yeah.
Raised bed. And then, so this, again, will be the first of 4. So when the new postcard comes out at the beginning of May, you can check out the other 2 programs that go along with that. So, and again, April 23rd, Lost Creek Reserve from 2 to 3:30.
And then later that evening, we have a good old-fashioned campfire. So again, that's April 23rd, out at Charleston Falls from 9 to 11 p.m. Of course, it's a campfire, so it's at night. They tell stories out there with naturalist Spirit of Thunder, John DeBoer, always a hit at our campfires, telling his night legends. And we have special guests, the Stillwater Stargazers and Steve Capri. And they will be on site to help participants observe the night sky and check out different things that are going on up there late this spring. So it's really interesting. It's a fun program. It's a night program, which we always talk about. Our parks aren't open. They close at sunset, so it's always fun to get out and enjoy our parks at night at one of these programs.
And a campfire sounds pretty nice right about now.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Yeah, to warm yourself.
That's right.
Your photo contest is ongoing throughout the entire year.
That's right. This is the first year for the photo contest, and we have partnered with Civitas Media, Troy Daily News, and the Piqua Daily Call. And basically, you can be a professional photographer or an amateur and take pictures in one of the 15 Miami County Park District parks and submit them for a chance to be featured on our social media, as well as being published in the Troy Daily News and Piqua Daily Call. So there is a professional and non-professional category.
Yep.
And we've been getting some really nice pictures.
I'm so excited. If you haven't checked out our Facebook, I'd encourage you to go on there today and vote. We have our ones from April on there. Wait.
For March.
March,
Yeah.
sorry. For March on there, up right now. And you can go on there and you just go on our Facebook page and you can like the photo that you think should win for March's contest. They're really cool.
They are.
And then later next week, we'll be putting all the photos that were entered for March up into that album once we figure out who the winner is. But I really encourage going on there. I mean, these people that say that they're non-professionals look like they could
It's
be
amazing.
professionals to me. So
It really is. And a special thanks to Mike Ullery and Tony Weber, who have been our celebrity judges.
Yes.
So maybe you could do that sometime for us, Clint.
Certainly. Now, with the cooler temperatures, like you said, it's a good idea to get yourself registered for programs, just in case, like the kite fly has been shifted.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And you can do that by going to MiamiCountyParks.com and clicking on the program events link. And then you can just do everything right there from the program calendar or a link to the actual program. You can also call 335-6273 and go to extension 109 and register the old-fashioned way. Or you can send an email to register@MiamiCountyParks.com. And one other registration thing that's kind of hot this week is it's the last week to register for our Trail Run Challenge and be able to receive the t-shirt that comes along with pre-registration. So alliancerunning.com is the place you go. If you can't remember that, just go to our Trail Run page and then you can follow a link directly from there. So but get registered and come out to Hobart Urban Nature Preserve when we kick that off in a couple weeks.
All right. Thank you so much for being here this morning. It's Community Connection with the Miami County Park District. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN for David Denoyer on TCTV.